Well, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Got another little slightly different thing for us today. I've been asked in the comments, close that door, by a few people just to go through my daily toolkit. And there's other tools I use, but these are the ones that I use on every job. I don't use every one of them on every job, but I take them into every job. So the bag needs hoovering out, and I've been cleaning the van today. It's a Saturday, so I thought whilst I'm cleaning my toolkit out, we might as well make a little video, see what I have in the van. Right, so first things first, safety. So I have my dust mask in there. It does need replacing, it's a bit old now, but it's the one from Arco, Sunstrong one. It's a bit dirty, it's ready for a wash. In fact, it probably will go in the wash today. And I just keep a general couple of the paper ones inside too, because they're very handy. If you're working in an enclosed environment, in a small opening, that'll foul the stove and the surround and be really annoying, so we can get these. And in the bottom there's little packs of pre-filters which go in the front there and protect the main filter from getting dirty so quickly. So I'll keep that in a little box, and that just helps keep it clean, but I'll put it outside. And it can go in the wash later on. Okay, so next, safety wise, I've got various pairs of safety glasses. Some of these ones there with a little magnifying section on because my eyes don't work so well. I don't wear those for sweeping, but I wear them when, you know, maybe we're working on glass ropes and stuff like that, where you don't want stuff in your eyes, or chimneys where bits are falling down, and just a pair of normal sort of DeWalt safety glasses. I just have those at hand in the van if I need them. Now the next important thing is knee pads, and I'm using these Tough Built ones. I've been using these for a while now. I think they're the best knee pads I've found so far. Some Stanley ones are quite good, but overall I prefer these ones. I do a gel fit one as well and a foam fit. I think they're both pretty much the same. And these are the non-marking ones, just a bit softer on the hearths, but again I've got the hard ones as well, and they have a velcro on. And what I find is some knee pads have like a hook mechanism, and you know when you're carrying a bag of soot, if you catch that bag on that hook, it'll rip it open and you'll have a soot everywhere. So I wear those on every job. And I think I got these on offer from Wix. Gloves wise, I always wear these, okay, which are just, they're usually yellow. And I always buy a pack full, keep them on hand. Yellow driver's gloves. These ones are called yellow grain driver's lined gloves, but whatever, they're like £4 a pair. Buy a pack and you get a bit of discount, and then you've got these good gloves for a long time. So next on the safety thing is for reaching through register plates that may be sharp or extra dirty. Muck can get up the cuffs of these short gloves, so I wear these long rubber gauntlets. These last forever, and I generally buy sort of, I don't know, 10 years worth, which is not that many, but it's basically these things, and they're really cheap if you buy, you know, 20 pairs or something, because you don't wear these out much. And we used to wear these when we did manual sweeping for extra grip, but we don't do that anymore. So these are just for dirty jobs, and they're really good for getting all the pigeons. They're a bit grippy. And then I just wear, when I want to be clean, I just wear these neoprene gloves. Got black ones. I like the orange ones, but I've got black this time. They're quite strong, disposable, quite cheap. So that's it for safety. So I'll put them gloves there. I'm taking everything out of here. So let's get to, well, let's just take it out and see. So let's go with this lock. I use a Milwaukee drill. I've had this drill for, God knows, 8 years. It's the same drill. I've got a spare one there, but I've never used it for sweeping. And I've used the 5 amp batteries on it usually. I'll tell you the model number, but it's sort of worn off. So that's a good drill. That's the high torque one. It's the highest torque one they did at the time I bought that. And there's the new one. M18 ONE PD. That's the one you want. Lasted forever. And batteries, I just keep a couple of batteries handy. You only really need sort of one, if that at all, but for some reason I've got 2 in my bag. And the 4 amp one came with another tool, so there we go. And we've got another 5 amp on there, look. So I'll use those. I always carry a tape measure in metric, so whatever. What have we got here? We've got a Olight torch. Charges magnetically on the back. It's rechargeable. It's very bright. The only downside is this one you have to rotate a little swivel before you can turn it on, and then yeah, it's very bright, and that's annoying. It would be better if you just had a push button on the end there, but overall it's a good torch and rechargeable. I think they're £100. I do have another torch which is more focused. Button in the back, and you can focus the beam, which is good if you want to focus on a chimney stack far away or further up a chimney. So is that rechargeable? No, I think that one has batteries. I have one of these things, which you might have seen in my videos. I've used a few of these. They get sort of abused and worn out. This one's a ring one. It's quite cheap, and it's basically got a light in, and it's good for them. It's magnetic. Good for putting on your stove or inside your stove, but they don't last long. That's it for torches. Mirrors that go along with the torches, I use a telescopic one. They're cheap, a few pounds. You can buy really expensive ones, but you end up breaking these, so I don't see the point. And then another mirror, slightly larger, which is basically just a bit of mirror which is stuck on a bit of wood, taped on, rough and ready. You can do all sorts with it. It's good for looking up chimneys, and you break them and they get scratched. So I always keep a spare one in the shelf there for when that's worn out. A little brush for brushing inside of stoves. These are hoof oil brushes that I get from the local what do you call it, horse supplies, grain feed or whatever, whoever sell horse stuff. Shifting spanner, it's usually handy for those nuts that you can't get the socket on. I've got that size, Baco one, 8-inch one. I always have a scraper handy, the flexible-ish one, good for scraping in stoves and all sorts of scrapery jobs. So there's that. And I probably don't need these in the toolkit anymore, but a set of mole grips, they're handy to have in the van, but we used to use them when we used to do manual sweeping and your rods got too tight together, and we used to always have a set of mole grips and a set of these for undoing the rods if they ever got too tight. Now these are really good. These are some Nipex pliers. They've got a little cut out in the end, which is good for getting hold of a nut end on, and you can open and close them to different widths. Let's see. Do we need some illumination? Hang on. There we go. So they're quite handy. Just keep them oiled because they'll go rusty. What else we got in here? Some more of these. They're handy for getting out. They're a bit thinner than the others, so they're good for getting into little spaces and getting hold of things. A couple of screwdrivers, cheap ones. I use them as scrapers. I do have one I don't use as a scraper in the toolkit here, so I just buy these cheap things. I use them as pry bars and screwdrivers, mainly as pry bars. A little Phillips head one for PZ2 size, yeah, for those door glass screws and stuff like that. A couple of tapes. I've got some 3M tape here. Sometimes get this in Lidl supermarket. I'll buy 20 rolls of that at a time. You can buy it from the Knacks. It's a bit wider, but because I don't use it very often, that don't matter anymore. And this stuff, I buy this from wherever. The last load I bought was from the Knacks, and it's better. But this is cheap, from the range or somewhere. Masking tape. I use this for blocking up little holes or taping my sheets down to the hearth, stuff like that. When it's just a couple of quid a roll. Yeah, cool. Some smoke pellets. I always keep those in there for the smoke tests. Rigs 20 smoke pellets, Fumax, and I keep them in there a little lighter. And I usually have another pack on the shelf, but they're all in the house at the minute. I keep my he says dropping it. Ugh. Tool Check Plus, sort of a little, it's got a ratchet, it's got an adapter, a little screwdriver. It's all the sockets you'll need, you know, up to 13mm. You don't need much bigger than that, and if you do, I've got a separate toolkit for that, and it's got Torx in it, which you don't use, I don't think, but all the Allen keys and positive drive sizes and Phillips. It's good to have knocking around, you never know what you might come across. Something might go wrong in your van. Okay, so what we've got else inside, we've got just an adapter for the Hoover for reaching into places under stoves, off eBay. Oh, a wire brush for, you know, wire brushing stuff, quite handy. What else we got? A bit of rubbish fell in there, look, this is why we clean them out every now and then. Wonder where that got to. Okay, so moisture meter, which I've had a while now. Probably could do with replacing. It's a bit battered. Keep this just basically show customers it because they don't know what one is. So I say you want one of these or something like that. And I'll just keep that. And sometimes, you know, when they've got a log next to the fire and they go, it's dry, you can test it and turn it in. Swarf wand, really handy for getting nails out of stoves. The beauty of this is you can sort of reach in. It's got a really powerful magnet on it, and then once the nails are on it, rather than try and get the nails off and all the bits of metal that are stuck to it, you basically just pull this handle out like so, and the magnet slides up into the handle and the nails fall off. And they're about £18, and I use that all the time because you know what it's like, people burn pallets full of nails. Smoke pellet holder for gas fires and things. utility knife. Allen keys. I've got wary ones because they're very good. Yeah, I use these a bit. You saw me using these the other day on a door glass. And I always find I always carry too much stuff in. You could have a smaller toolkit, but I don't know. I just like to have stuff with me. I keep one of these things in. It's like a hoof pick. Again, it's from the Equestrian Place, and it's a slightly stiffer brush, thicker bristles. It's good for scrubbing and then scraping. And I use this a lot in hunter stoves, where you can scrape along the back, and it's good. Yep. What else we've got? We've got our NACS badge and HETAS badge on the side, just hung on my toolkit for the customers to see. I'll take you through this tool bag in a bit because it's a bit different from your standard cheap ones. Door rope glue, and I don't use it as door rope glue, I use it to glue bricks together. What I use for door ropes is that silicone stuff, but this is brilliant on bricks. I just order half a dozen bottles at a time, keep it in there, bit of tape on the end because the little plastic thing that comes with it's annoying. So yeah, keep some of that, and I've got a little one with a brush, and I just keep filling that up. And it's hard, and you know, if you want to brush a bit of sealant onto something rather than pour it on, squeeze it on, you can just use that. And you can fill it up from one of the big bottles. You know, it's like nail polish. You just buy a couple of them and that's all you need. Little bradawl for poking through the holes on the air bars. And yeah, like that. If it's anything thicker than that, I tend to use a screwdriver. So there's that. I take bigger smoke pellets with me. You know, if you're doing anything where you need more smoke. I find sometimes those little ones, they're great for seeing if the chimney's dry and whatnot, but sometimes you can't see the smoke because there's not loads of it. But if you use one of these, definitely will see the smoke come up the chimney. And they're just grey, they're not coloured or anything, it's grey, and yeah, that does the job nicely. But they're £1 each, so I tend not to use them. So that's my toolkit empty really. There's a few pens in the end here. So why I bought this bag is because, and some people may have seen it, but you can put your drill in the holder like so. Yeah, and I never really use this clip, but you can clip it in, and the beauty of this is you can clip it to the thing there, and there's one on the side here where I keep mine, but you push that little button in there and it lifts straight off. There's a little mechanism on the back. Okay, and I've got a few of these. Look, tough built ones, and I've got a belt as well, and the belts have these clips on, so if you're going on a roof you can just quickly get hold of your drill and clip it on the side of your belt, on, you know, a proper work belt, not just your normal belt. Or you can, I've got a big pouch as well, so if you don't need a drill but you're going on the roof and you're carrying clips and other things, it's a really big pouch so you can carry tools and pliers and all kinds of stuff. Now, at the minute it's got a drill in it, but I keep screwdrivers and a dead blow hammer and some right angle impact stuff and some wire and some Nipex nippers for chopping that wire. I use the wire sometimes to wire bird guards on, it adds a bit of extra security. And some bird guards, you know, the legs have fell off and there's nothing to put a Jubilee clip on, so you can wire it on, and it's galvanised that, and there's some stainless behind it I think somewhere. Yeah, so you know, it just makes life easier. I've got these twist things as well, which are ideal for, you squeeze it in and slide that back. He says with his weak hands. There you go. And as you pull this thing out, it rotates it. So when you've got that wire on, you see that? When you pull it, you twist the wire, and you put a twist in the wire. It saves you going like that. You just hook it on, lock it shut, pull it out, twist it. Job done. And they're dead cheap. I don't use them a lot, but they're handy when you need them. So that goes back on there, like so. So I put another one of those clips on there. And I think Wix has this tough. It's all tough built. Knee pads are tough built. The tool bag's tough built. These pouches are all tough built. I think Wix have it in stock, or you can get it from various online. I found online's cheaper. Well, actually no, Wix's prices aren't bad, but they don't have lots in. So if you go online, you get good prices as well. So that's it really. Nothing else to tell you. I'm just going to hoover this bag out because it's collected dust and bits and bobs over the months of sweeping, and it's not too bad, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, any questions, please make them in the comment section. And yeah, I'll close this video now, so I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye now.